Hello and welcome to TheArteagan Flight 001. This is your captain speaking. If you are traveling through another dimension, you are in the right seat. A dimension not only of sight and sound and mind, but a journey into a wondrous new vibratory frequency. We'd now like to tell you about some important safety features of this aircraft. The most important safety feature we have aboard this aircraft is your attention. Please buckle up, everyone. It is going to be a thrilling ride.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful week of life. I am your Madam President of TheArteagan and your favorite witchy Auntie Natalie, spelled Natalee. This is a dynamic week that features so many important aspects. I mean, we've got Sun Square Neptune, the second Uranus Saturn square, not one, not two, but three T-squares of the week. We have the quarter moon in Virgo, Jupiter stationing retrograde, the sun entering Cancer, hereby kicking off the summer solstice. So without further ado, let's jump into Monday, June 14th. These are all energies that we are going to be answering to, hence the title of this video, with our free will lives, our free will bodies, our free-willed personalities and characters, that we are deciding who we are and how we're going to respond to these energies every moment of our lives. So on the 14th, we're just coming off the heels of Sunday the 13th, Sun square to Neptune, and the second Saturn Uranus square. And this time it's Uranus squaring a retrograde Saturn. So you may be feeling like you want to break out, bust out, do something new and interesting and inventive. And the key to this is, number one, to look back to February 17th, 2021 and see what was going on in your life then and how you were feeling, because this is a theme coming back up for you. Okay, we have, in addition to this recurring energy, things are different with Uranus being the one that's a little bit stronger, and we also have the sun squaring Neptune on the same day. So there's a few different ways that this can manifest, and we want to be very conscious of overcompensating for these planets. So an overcompensated Uranus in this case would be extremism, extreme forms of liberation, or liberating ourselves by imposing restrictions and dictatorial, restraints on other people or on other situations, or trying to over control a situation, or trying to rebel for our own freedom in a way that is very harmful to other people. So we can see some forms of that playing out, and so that's just par for the course. Now what we have as a benefit with the sun squaring Neptune is that the bubble is being burst on something that we were thinking, that we were believing in, that we were hoping in, even holding out hope for, that just isn't so. It just isn't true. It's part of what's helping us break out of stagnancy, breaking out of the old, decrepit, musty, rusty, old ways of doing things, old ways of thinking about our lives and thinking about other people's lives as well. So you may be coming into Monday feeling a little bit impatient, a little bit even wanting to be irresponsible for the sake of feeling free, for the sake of feeling like you are in control of your destiny. So just keep an eye on it. Just definitely self-observe and see, what's frustrating you, where you just want to do something or feel something or say something that you just feel like you cannot, that you're feeling oppressed by the situation or a person or a thing or a timing, whatever it happens to be. Just be conscious and aware of it, because you can actually use this energy for conscious and deliberate freedom of yourself. So it's not necessarily freeing yourself of something that is very tangible and very physical, but more so freeing yourself of a mentality, freeing yourself of a disbelief, a delusion, freeing yourself of something that was inhibiting you, that comes from yourself, that isn't actually having anything to do with anybody else. Okay, so that's how Sunday went and is going. And now we're into Monday the 14th. This is our first T-square of the week. We have the moon in Leo, which, by the way, last Friday's Mars entering Leo is already activating a really tense T-square energy with this Saturn in Aquarius, Uranus in Taurus, and then we have Leo, this Mars in Leo. So it's not exact, but it's starting. So T-square energy is all about pressure in order to change things, pressure in order to demand action. And that's what we have this week. And that's another reason why I'm titling this Answering Energy, because it's a lot of dynamic energy that we will be answering to. And I want to empower you guys with that free will element of it. So you're not just like a puppet on strings. Like that's what I'm getting for you psychically dominating this week. So the quote that I have for you, and however you feel about Nietzsche, it's all right with me. That's okay. Here's a Nietzsche quote. Freedom is the will to be responsible to ourselves. Love it. Love it. That's the feel of the week. Freedom is the will to be responsible to ourselves. Is that not the Saturn square Uranus, or the Uranus square Saturn energy, like in a nutshell, in one sentence? So, okay, back to Monday. So we have this moon in Leo, that's what I was talking about, and it's activating a T-square, it's going to go on to oppose Saturn in Aquarius, square Uranus in Taurus, but also sextile Mercury retrograding in Gemini. And next Tuesday, the 22nd, that sucker station's direct. So we're just about out of the woods. I mean, not like totally completely, but if you've been going with your intuition, if you've been seeking your own downloads, if you have been going with your gut and not trying to figure everything out and put everything into logical sequence, then you've been getting the most out of this Mercury retrograde, especially with the eclipse that is right there with Mercury retrograde, that Cazimi energy. Okay, so on Monday with this little T-square energy, it's a very intense energy that demands action. So what you're going to want to do is be Scorpio, because that's the missing leg of this T-square. So you want to transform all fears, doubts, insecurities, jealousies, anything negative, anything low vibrational, and transform all of that into a positive. You really want to be the one to consciously do this work. It's going to be very important because this T-square energy is going to make you feel uncomfortable. It's going to trigger some of these things. It's going to trigger your insecurity. It's going to trigger a fear. It's going to trigger a lack mentality. It's going to trigger a victim mentality. It's going to, people are going to be channeling the lower, denser vibrations of these energies. And so you're going to want to be the one to live in love, truth, and integrity always, and have that be your default response to this stuff. Okay. On Tuesday, the 15th, we have the sun in Gemini sextiling the moon in Leo. So what I'm feeling with this is to make extra time for leisure. There's also the void of course moon, like most of the day. And then later in the evening is when the moon will ingress into Virgo. So for Tuesday, I'm going to say keep a light schedule extra time for leisure and conversation. Not really making firm plans. You can talk about the ideas, but maybe not set a specific date, or set it like a date or the thing to be very flexible. Like just leave a lot of room around it, because it might change. It might just be different the way it actually goes. But it is a great day. It's a great time to go back over things. So if you are reviewing something, if you are trying to edit something, that's a great day for it on Tuesday, especially if you're talking to other people and you guys are doing that together. On Wednesday, the 16th, we have the moon now in Virgo opposing Jupiter in Pisces, also making this trine to Uranus in Taurus, which I really, really like. I really love this energy. Circle Wednesday, because I feel what I'm getting with this is that you're making peace with the future. Philosophically, Jupiter and Pisces, as well as materially and practically, which is that Virgo and Taurus energy. So this is a day that you can have a really good sense of internal balance regarding where you've come from, how far you've gone, and where you're going in the future, and the path that's sort of opening up for you, and even how you feel inside about your own future, whether there are really big things that you want to change, or whether they're more like small little adjustments that are going to be very meaningful into the quality of life that you're living, I feel like you're feeling good about that. On Wednesday. Okay, so on Thursday the 17th, this is when we have the quarter moon in Virgo. So the waxing, gaining in light quarter moon is always a time of crisis and action where we're meant to take some course of action, meant to do something, say something, act on something that we want to grow. And coming back to the new moon solar eclipse Thursday the 10th in Gemini, with that Cazimi Mercury, now's the time to take some big form of action that's going to help bring that to fruition. So there will be more clarity. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's another little T-square with the moon in Virgo squaring that Mercury retrograding in Gemini, along with the sun, sextiling Venus in Cancer, opposing Neptune in Pisces, but also trining that Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. So again, this is action being demanded of you in more ways than one. So you're going to want to be Sagittarius on Thursday. You're going to want to act like you see the big picture. And that's why I'm telling you, really on Wednesday, get yourself into that space and consciously put your energy there into what's it going to take for you to feel comfortable about the future. And when I say about the future, I mean your future, but I also mean about the future. You know, what is it going to take for you to feel at peace with the world and where it's going in terms of your role in it, how your energies are helping to shape humanity and shape the destiny of man, of your country, of your community. Because when Thursday rolls around, you're going to feel again that pressure to do something, to take action, to affirm something, to assert something. And I want you to do it from a place of confidence, and I want you to do it from a place of seeing the bigger picture, and to not be too Virgo where you're over focusing on the little details and you miss the big picture completely because you're so obsessed on the minutia and you get lost in the tedium. We don't want that. And we don't want, what else we have? We don't want Gemini, which is just all over the place and just running around in circles and not really nailing anything meaningful down. Just sort of, let's just keep taking more information in. Let's just keep getting more options. Let's just keep asking more questions and not really boiling it down. Okay, the Sagittarius energy is the one that's missing. So that's what you want to fill in, and that will allow you to step back and say, okay, I have the Virgo discernment. I know it's important. Okay, we've got the Gemini information. We have what we need to make these discerning little critical adjustments. And so now that we have the bigger picture, now we can form the bigger ideal. Now we can be idealistic. Now we can really put that big vision on the board and put it to the test. And now we know what to do now that we see the big picture. Okay, now it's easier to move forward. Now it's easier to take action. Now it's easier to respond because we know what actions are going to take us where we want to end up. Okay. Friday, the 18th, we have the moon in Libra sextiling Mars in Leo. So again, I'm getting this is an energy that's great for socializing and or connecting with other people. So, you know, like in Bridget Jones's diary, circulate, oozing intelligence, like just, you know. Okay, Saturday, the 19th, and another T-square. The moon in Libra on Saturday is going to trine Saturn in Aquarius, trine Mercury retrograding in Gemini, but is going to square that Venus in Cancer, squaring Pluto retrograding in Capricorn, creating this T-square. So again, there's more your attention. Again, you need to take action. You need to make a decision. You need to say something. You need to respond. You need to answer. All this energy is coming at you, and you're going to need to answer to your own life, the things happening in your own life. And I want you to answer like in the strongest position possible, which is always going to be the position of self-mastery. So you will want to be the Aries. You will want to channel Aries energies, the highest expression, being an individual who champions what's best for everyone. Aries are very fair. And it's very like, if you just do what they say, they'll be happy, everything will be peaceful. So sometimes it's not fair. Like when they're not a high vibrational, in a high vibrational moment, they just kind of want what they want, and you know, they think it's fair, but it's not. You want to be the fair one. You want to be that hero, pioneer, adventurer Aries that cares about what everyone needs and does care about what everyone wants and gets, and is the one to champion, is the one to lead, is the one to advocate, and be the front and center person to say, no, this isn't right, this is, you know, this is, and to be the one to actually go to war for it and actually do it. So again, action demanded here. We don't want to overcompensate Libra energy, which is we're just going to fold just to keep the peace. We don't want overcompensated Pluto and Capricorn energy, which is just to dominate everything. We don't want, you know, we want the balance, and the balance is going to be the Aries energy. That Venus in Cancer is just going to be like a little mess all over the place. So we want the balance between all of these cardinal energies. We want the best of Aries. We want the best of Libra. We want freedom for the individual and cooperation with others, and to respect their individual rights and their individual freedoms. We also want the approval of the authorities and power, that Pluto retrograding in Capricorn energy, superiors, managers, as well as our internal authorities, so that if we have authority issues, they don't get all activated and start acting out. And we want that Venus in Cancer. That high vibrational Venus in Cancer can be so lovely, so nurturing, and just setting a beautiful, comfortable settee with the little teacups and, you know, everything that makes you comfortable and relaxed, so that everyone's relaxed and chill, and that the relation is there and that the connection is happening. So Saturday, again, the moon is trining that Saturn and Mercury retrograding in Gemini. So you may have to act and respond to this energy that is from the past, that is coming up again for you. And this is a second chance to answer it in a much more positive, self-masterful way. Sunday the 20th, this is a big day. This is when Jupiter stations retrograde in Pisces until October 18th. This is when the moon in Scorpio trines Jupiter in Pisces and squares at Mars in Cancer. And of course, the sun enters Cancer, kicking off the summer solstice. And so it's a big day. Wherever you have that Pisces energy, that 2 degrees, 11 minutes of Pisces in your chart, there may be some kind of reward, or like congratulations, or some sort of pinnacle moment for you there. So look to see where that is and where you're getting these little treats and benefits of the universe. This is when everything that we've been in the last, you know, when Jupiter first entered the sign of Pisces, we're going to get more of that next year. So now that Jupiter is going retrograde, we're going to go back into Aquarius and stay into Aquarius till the end of the year. So it's the time to internalize what philosophizing and what growth experiences that we've been having coming up for us since May 13th, when Jupiter first entered into Pisces. So I would also expect this to be a time that is a lot easier for people to go inward. So with Jupiter direct in Pisces, doing the most, doing a lot for us spiritually and philosophically, and getting us to getting us the experiences. But it's Jupiter retrograde that really sends you within yourself. So it's going to be exactly what we need to process and to internalize and to figure things out, and for all of the energy to be within. So while they were direct since the middle of May, there could have been outside things happening in order to trigger the internal process. And now it can really get going with this station. With the sun entering Cancer, the vibe changes, and now the sun is dunked in water and trying to illuminate feelings and trying to illuminate all of the things that connect us with our emotional foundations and in the emotional foundation of another person or group of people. So that's all Sunday. It leads us into Monday, which there's more going on Monday, but I'll get to that for next week's Psychic Astrology. So again, I will leave you with Nietzsche. Freedom is the will to be responsible to ourselves. It's the self-mastery. And I'm telling you, all of this energy this week is gearing up. We have the full moon next week. We also have Mercury stationing direct next week. That's really, you know, there's going to be things happening this week, but next week after Mercury comes back online, that's going to be when people are really feeling more with it, more so after the shadow, but that's July 7th. But it's going to be the beginning of feeling more with it and feeling more, it's really more confident. Because if people listen to their intuitions sooner, do you understand that? If you listen to yourself sooner, but people need time. People need time for things to play out. People need time to feel comfortable listening and following their intuition. So let's see if anything comes next Tuesday. I'll talk about it more next week, but just know that you're gearing up for something. So answer these energies this week as gracefully as humanly possible, and you're setting yourself up for the very best. I love you guys. Take really good care until I'll see you guys soon for the weeklies and for Wednesday's psychic tarot reading. So until next time, my loves, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.